introduce someone to you now who's a dear friend, a very talented man. You might have seen his work on the Titanic. I don't know if you knew this, but in the early stages of the movie Titanic. Did everybody see Titanic? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't think anybody in the world's missed it. So, in the early stages of planning for the movie, you might know of his work as an actor, but this gentleman, when they were working on the actual mold of the iceberg the ship was going to hit, this gentleman actually was working, they were going to originally do it in Jello. So, without further ado, let's bring up the chef of the Titanic, Jay Acovone.
That's total baloney. I didn't work on the Titanic. That was Dave's introduction to him. Anyway, I'm Jay Acovone, for those of you who don't know. I played Joe Maxwell. Somehow I think you already knew that. I see a couple of familiar faces, people that I've met once in a while in my life before. How many new people here today? None. Oh, okay. Like, okay. 10? 10. Good. Great. Anyway, it's great to be here. Beauty at the beach. Virginia? Get up here. I'm going down fast, man. Get up here. I'm losing weight just standing here.
Alright, so yes, we'll do a lot of the stories, I guess, later tomorrow. But yesterday, you have to know, Jay's real good. We flew together. I went to Los Angeles. I live in San Francisco.
Yeah, Dave set me up real good yesterday.
Glory and the girls.
Yeah.
So I go down to LA. We meet in the airport, and then we flew from there to.
We had a flight out of Los Angeles into Charlotte, and then we took a box basically. we took a box with a wing and a prayer from Charlotte. And Dave says we're getting into the airport in Charlotte, and we're heading. Use your microphone, by the way, there. No, because it's all tapped into the sound line. Anyway, we get to Charlotte, and there was a little bit of turbulence coming in. It wasn't bad. It was bumpy as hell. 15 minutes is what it was, and you know. And about halfway through the trip, on the way into Charlotte, this woman who's sitting next to this, so it's set up where the window is over here. This woman is at the window. Dave is in the middle. I'm on the aisle. Perfect. So all the way out, I'm reading the magazine. Dave and I are shooting crap back and forth. This woman has to get up and go to the bathroom, so we let her out. So Dave, not in here, are you, lady? Dave. Dave kind of gets out of the aisle and goes this way. I get out and go this way, and she gets out and goes that way. And I figure, what the heck? I'm right here. I'll get in Dave's seat until she comes back. So Dave says, yeah, go ahead. Go get right in my seat. Because I didn't understand what was going on here. She comes back. Yeah, we let her in. I take Dave's seat once again. And Dave says to me, so how you doing? Put your headset on. I said, what? Put your headset on. So I go, no, I don't feel like, no, I'm not going to put your headset on. So I put the headset on. Now she starts talking to me. And it doesn't stop for 2 hours. I mean, it's everything. I know this woman better than I know my sister. I mean, oh, you can't imagine it. I know her birth weight. I know how much she weighed when she was a child. She was 12'4" or something. I don't know. And it just went on and on and on. And then after a while,
You got to do that thing.
everybody. After a while, it just became like, and I'm looking at Dave. I curse you, Dave. I'm sorry, what did you say? Now, at one point, so now,
By the way, my headset wasn't even plugged in. I just had them on. The illusion of non-interruption.
now I went to the James Bond movie. I'm watching the James Bond film, you know, of course, and they're showing, like, a plane crash in the James Bond film. So I'm watching it, and this woman goes like this. Yeah, and then my sister... And I'm like, I'm sorry. Did
it look like I want to sit here and talk to you?
So, about an hour and a half goes by, and I look over at David.
That's a nice, really nice sound, isn't it?
Thumbing through his magazine. Thanks a lot. And, of course, I'm like this at this point, completely in a coma from this one. Anyway, that was our trip in. That was only half. That was half the trip in. Then we get to Charlotte, and this airport is huge. Big, right?
It's big. It's big.
So we keep walking downstairs. They says, come on, we have to go downstairs. So we're going downstairs and downstairs, and up these long corridors and downstairs.
Yeah, clearly, by the way, anybody that's ever noticed this, you notice that the architects and designers that design airports clearly have never left the house. Because this whole business of, oh, it's really easy. You land in D40 and then walk all the way over to gate A11. Okay, well, wait, that's another zip code. Like, obviously, these are people that have never carried back shoulder.
So again, we keep walking downstairs and down these corridors, and Dave says, we're almost here. I said, and now I'm looking out the windows, and there's nothing but these little prop planes, all lined up. I said, now Dave, we're in the wrong end of the airport. And he says, no, we're not. No, D16 is where we have to go. And I said, okay, well, I'm looking at D16, and it's a box with a propeller. Dave says, just come on, it'll be all right, it'll be all right. I said, no, Dave, it won't be all right. It won't be all right, I swear it won't be. So we get there, we got on the plane, and by God, we're here.
We get on this little plane, and then Jay walks on the plane. It's all businessmen and women in commuter suits and little briefcases that are probably in and out. I mean, it's like 12 people on this plane. And Jay, he walks on there with his back like this. So,
Very comfortable.
I mean, you know, and what's so great is, you know, the stewardess is like, oh, once we take off, please don't walk around the cabin. Just go, where are we going? Where are we going here? Right. So, meanwhile, the plane starts up, and all of a sudden you hear, Jay's looking around thinking there's someone sitting behind him going, like, what is that noise? I'm like, the plane just makes sense. See out the window, that's the noise that he's like, oh, this is definitely not good. Definitely not good. So finally the thing gets off the runway like this. I think there was a bird sitting on the wing. The thing off balance. So we get up in the air, and all of a sudden we're flying for about 20 minutes, and the plane starts like doing this, and like there's a woman sitting on the other aisle from Jay doing her nails. The actual physical thing of doing her nails with the emery board.
The plane go like this.
Jay's like, honey, please put the emery board away. We're gonna die. But we made it here, and he's down to his last pair of clean underwear. That's really all that matters.
What really scares me is I still have to go back home.
So if there's anybody driving to Los Angeles, you've got a person to ride with you. Should we introduce our next guest?
Absolutely.
Thank you. You know, there were two things that were constant while we were making the show Beauty and the Beast. And they were that you could never get me to shut up long enough to do a really long take.
Well, you're not kidding.
There you go. Can I get an amen on that? Amen. The new people, you're starting to get understanding that. But the most significant sort of bit of continuity and unwavering sort of rocket Gibraltar of the show, like the thing that was an absolute, like the sun coming up over the horizon every morning, was our next guest.